Hey there, my dear brothers and sisters in Christ. It's I, Kurt from Parade the Gospel, and it's a beautiful Sunday morning right now, just out taking the dog for a walk before church. And I'll upload this video later, because obviously I don't want you to miss church for a Parade the Gospel video. Crazy thing is that right now, the Packers are playing. At 8:30 in the morning, they started. They are playing in London, and I just saw a post on the local news story that a Methodist pastor, and there's a lot of problems right there already, but Methodist pastor who typically, at least in my area, maybe it's a certain branch of Methodism, tend to lean a lot more liberal. But anyway, saw a post how, this woman pastor is like, hey, here's a great idea how to do church on Sunday morning when the Packers are playing in London, and the Packers are going to interfere with church time, so let's do this. On commercial breaks, let's take 2 minutes to do a little sermon. And and every time a commercial break is on, we'll continue the sermon. It's ridiculous. Anyway, dog sees a squirrel, she can go after it. I always wonder what would happen if she actually caught up to the squirrel. Anyway, so enough of that jibber jabber. Let's talk about what I wanted to talk about. So, guys, I have this YouTube channel here. We talk about ways to get the gospel out, and I try to be an encouragement, and that's really how it's ever been. So I started this thing in 2017, and it's grown quite a bit. I'm still considered a smaller channel, but hey, if I have even just 10 people, all glory to God. I'll still use that and be an encouragement to those 10 people that are subscribed to this channel, even if it's just one person. So anyway, I say that because I want to encourage anyone out there with a YouTube channel, which is probably all of you guys who are watching this right now. A lot of times, I don't know if you guys are like me, but I like to, if I'm on a Ray Comfort video or, somebody else I like to watch, small channel, big channel, whatever, it's pretty obvious that the person's a Christian by their comment. I like to check their YouTube channel out. Let's see if they have any content. A couple of reasons why. Mainly because, guys, it is such a huge blessing, at least for me, when I find other content creators out there who are talking about the Lord and, all things Christianity, but especially evangelism, because, that's my thing. So I'll just give a quick story. Just recently, about a week and a half ago or so, I found this one woman on YouTube talking about Gospel Tracts and where to leave them. Very small channel. She had maybe 17, 18 subscribers at the time. She now has, I think, 29 last I checked. But small channel, very passionate, very awesome to see. And that's the kind of stuff I love finding, and it just makes me want to do backflips. I get so excited about that. I could be having a really bad day, and I see something like that, and I was having not the greatest day when I saw that. I think I was working, and I was on one of my breaks, and I just happened to come across this by looking at, just randomly, hey, this person's a Christian, let's check their YouTube channel out. Oh, okay, awesome. They're talking about Gospel Tracts and where to leave them and stuff like that, and other things. So that just brightens my day. You have no idea. One time, another quick story, I was on Route 24 in Manitowoc. Everybody hates that route. Well, maybe just about everybody except the person who's on that route. Just mailman talk. So I despise this route. Wasn't having a good day when I was on it, maybe 2 years ago or so. It was during COVID, and I had to use the bathroom, so McDonald's was closed because, we can't go indoors because of COVID. So I found a gas station nearby, and just having a terrible day. But I was waiting outside for the bathroom to be freed up, and I was looking at the bulletin board, and there on the bulletin board I saw a gospel tract from Track Planet, and I'm like, that just took me from down in the dumps kind of a day where my mood was at to just again wanting to do backflips. And it was the Bridge Gospel Tract. I think it was the Bridge Mini Tract, and I saw that on the bulletin board, and I'm like, who else in Manitowoc is getting Gospel Tracts from Track Planet? I have to meet that person. And just at the fact that the person's, getting the gospel by leaving it at different places, even on the bulletin board, that was like super encouraging for me to see. I still have no idea who that was. It's like, I got to connect with that person. Who could that be? Anyway, because, you know, it's very hard to find people who are interested in evangelism. And it's crazy when you think that sometimes you feel like you're alone in this battle, you know, to see souls saved. You know, there are other people out there. And I want to connect with every single one of them as much as it's possible. So anyway, and then also recently, this is even way more recent than a couple of years ago, but just recently I was on my own route. I have my own route now, but I saw somebody had been leaving gospel tracts on people's door handles and stuff, and that was encouraging. When I see stuff like that, I'm like, who is doing this? I need to meet that person. Like, there's no contact information on there. Please leave your contact information on gospel tracts. But if you're able to have room for it, this one did have room, but anyway, it was on a vacant house. They didn't know that, of course, but I saw that and I'm like, oh, there's no contact information. I want to connect with this person. Another quick story I'll share again. One time we were handling gospel. Actually, this happened several times, but one time in Oshkosh, we were handling gospel tracts at a parade in Oshkosh. Did I just say that twice? So I handled gospel tracts at a parade in Oshkosh. I think it was 4th of July parade, and we were handling gospel tracts, and like people had the same or similar tract that we were handing out, and I'm thinking, wait, I didn't come through here yet. What's going on? And we find out this other guy, his name is also Kurt, was handing out gospel tracts, and from the same people too, the same type of gospel tract company. So that was encouraging. So we connected, and we've had several outreaches together since then. He lives out in that area, so that was really awesome. And him and I think it was his church or a group of buddies, they actually have a booth set up outside, giving out gospel tracts. I think they try to get people to talk to them, and they do the good test and things like that. So that was very awesome. After the parade, they have like this other I forgot what it's called, but they have other stuff going on. So anyway, back to the YouTube channel thing. So I think, so when I check out all these YouTube channels, a lot of people don't have any content, which is fine. I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong. But I'm just thinking, wouldn't it be awesome if more of us as Christians utilize our YouTube channels, since they're just sitting dormant, you know, just upload something talking about evangelism, share the gospel. You could simply read gospel tracts. Or guys, a lot of you don't know, I actually have 8 YouTube channels, and about half or more are utilized. I have videos on, not all of them, but most of them. And on one of them, one such channel, I just simply have the camera pan in closely on a gospel tract, on the gospel message. So you could do something like that. Another channel I have is where to leave gospel tracts, and I don't even talk at all in that video. So that's another option that you can do as well. Just film where you can leave gospel tracts, short videos. My dog's acting weird. Anyway, so you could do that. Or just talk about the joy of using gospel tracts or evangelism. Even if you're not talking about gospel tracts, talk how to talk to people, how to approach them. Just, it could be very simple things. You don't need anything fancy, guys. I just have a cell phone. That's it. That's all. That's like most of my videos that I record are on my cell phone, and I don't have the greatest cell phone equipment right now. I'm recording on an iPhone. A friend gifted me the recent iPhone 13 earlier this year, which is really awesome with him, but I wanted to use it just to make more better quality videos. I wasn't happy with my smartphone that I had been using. So anyway, you don't need anything special, especially if you're just sitting down talking. So, and you can just do what I'm doing right now. I'm out for a walk talking about this. So why not? It's really encouraging for other Christians to see that. Oh, what are you doing? My dog's being weird. So I would just encourage you to do something simple. I mean, this person I found recently on YouTube has like not even 20 subscribers by the time I found her. Very simple videos. She's probably recording from her cell phone, and she's just talking about different things. But the excitement is what hooks the other Christian and gets them encouraged. And, you know, when I see stuff like that, it just makes me want to go out and do more. So another quick story. When I was at the Super Bowl outreach in Minneapolis, and what was that, 2018? Went with about 50 people from around the country. That was a very exciting event, guys. I mean, wow, it was incredibly, what's the word I want to use? It built me up in a way that I've never been built up before. I mean, it felt like I don't know, it's like a bunch of buddies that go off to war together, and you have that closeness to other soldiers, and you learn discipline. I mean, in a way it felt like that. I mean, so we're out there laboring 8 hours or more a day for 3 days during that weekend in Minneapolis, and I forgot what teams were there, but that's when they had the Super Bowl. And below 0-degree weather, so it was in the negatives, I think, except for one day. And that one day it was snowing and it was windy and stuff. So, but man, that was a great event. I'll just say that. But when, and I haven't really done open air preaching yet until that day. I just simply started out reading scripture from the Bible, and then, I felt that, I could speak to what that verse was saying and go into the gospel message, and just slowly building myself up, taking those baby steps. And for a shy guy like me, I would never have thought I would have gotten to that point. But anyway, me and brother Greg, we go out. He's in the area, Green Bay area. We go out a lot and do all kinds of events. We were handling Gospel Tracts together, and he was preaching a little bit as people were walking by. Just simple, didn't have a megaphone or anything, amplifier. Hold on, I just got to see what time it is. So I got to start heading back. And that was just so encouraging. So then I started doing it. And the same thing is like when I go together and handle Gospel Tracts or do any kind of event with other Christians, you just feel more empowered, for lack of a better word. All of the nervousness leaves you. You want to reach as many people as you can. Like, I'm not very bold, you guys. May be surprising to you, but I still am pretty shy, pretty squeamish to just approaching strangers and talking with them. But this past 4th of July, as another example, me and my friend Michael, or July 3rd, I should say, because that's when Appleton has their fireworks. We were out passing out Gospel Tracts, and that's when we discovered the airdrop feature on our iPhones, which is pretty awesome. But we were handling Gospel Tracts, and he's so bold. He just walks up to people, anybody, and just gives them Gospel Tracts, talks to them real shortly. And it's so encouraging to see that, hey, I can do that now too. Something comes over you, and it's like you get really excited about it because you know that this is the gospel message, and you're just not afraid to talk to people. So then you just go up, say, hi, how are you doing? Give them a Gospel Tract, and all that fear just completely leaves you when you see others do it. Even for someone like myself who's been doing this for a long time, I still get afraid. But when you're with other people, and that should speak to another thing we can talk about, how we should go out together 2 by 2 or more. Unfortunately, a lot of times I go out by myself, which, man, I wish I can hook up with those people who have been leaving Gospel Tracts in my area. I want to know who they are. Maybe we can work together, because I could always use more people to labor with. But anyway, I just want to say all that to say that please use your YouTube channel, 1-minute video, whatever. Keep it short if you want. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Look, if I see it, I'll watch it. I'll be encouraged. I'll stop by and comment and like and subscribe. As long as it's all biblical, I will do that. And I'm sure it blesses other people as well. I know it does, in fact. So anyway, guys, I don't know what else to say about that. Like I said, talk about Gospel Tracts, just talk about the different Gospel Tracts, unboxing video of Gospel Tracts, maybe wherever you get them from is, hopefully they're from a good source. I like to use Living Waters or Tract Planet, and there's other ones as well, but those are kind of my main go-tos. Lately I've been using a lot of Living Waters Gospel Tracts. This is a nice, beautiful area. God has really blessed me with just living right across from this park here. Talking talk about that. You can talk about stories in evangelism. That's something I thought about making videos on one of these days, just different stories, whether they're funny or sad or just whatever, all of our different witnessing experiences that we have had. There's a lot of funny ones, believe it or not. There's also a lot of sad ones too. I could go on and offshoot talking about that right now, but it's almost time to leave for church, looking at the time. So, come on, Ginger, we gotta go back. Come on. So, if there's any way I can encourage you to do it, I mean, just for the fact that it encourages others to help get the gospel out, that's another big thing. Like I said, at least for me, when I'm encouraged, it makes me want to go out and just go nuts with Gospel Tracts. I mean, just recently, I won't get into another story, I promise, but just recently, just seeing more people getting excited about the gospel, or my friends or whatever, I'm just like, I gotta go out. Like tonight, I'm gonna go out and do some door-to-door or whatever. It's just something about that just encourages you to go out and do it. So let's just flood YouTube with those kinds of videos or whatever. Lately, I've been thinking about maybe going on Rumble. I don't really know much about it. I would assume that more Christians would probably hang out there, but I just want to encourage. That's the point of this channel. Parade the Gospel. It started out as to encourage Christians to get the gospel out. It was never going to be some complex, high-tech ministry. It's just a guy with a camera, a guy with a cell phone. That's it. And you guys all have cell phones, I'm sure, so you could do the same thing. And I would just hope that more people out there would do that. Talk about how awesome it is to do a parade event or a farmer's market, or there's a concert and you're standing outside passing Gospel Tracts or preaching the gospel, or talk about your one-on-one encounters, talk about the different Gospel Tracts you can order, talk about even just leaving Gospel Tracts places. It's one of my YouTube channels, like I said, just simply all the different places you can leave Gospel Tracts. I don't even talk in those videos. You wouldn't even know it's me if you came across this YouTube channel. There's all kinds of things you can do. Be creative. I'm sure you can think of a lot more things than I'm spouting right now. So anyway, I gotta run to my house because it's getting late. Gotta get to church. I didn't think I was gonna go for this long, but I hope this blesses you, and I hope that it encourages some of you to do some videos. And hey, the more videos that are out there from a bunch of people, you don't worry about the subscriber count. You could have 10 subscribers. Doesn't matter as long as it's out there. And if you comment a lot too on YouTube videos, people, for whatever reason, they check out your channel. It's kind of weird that a lot of times I see people with YouTube channels, no content, but they'll have like hundreds of subscribers. It's like, huh? Who subscribes to a YouTube channel when there's no content? Unless maybe those videos are private. That could possibly be, but that's still a high number of subscribers to have for private videos. So who knows? But don't worry about how many people you have. But I think that the more that are out there, the more it will encourage others to create their own content. And what my goal is, more and more Christians getting out there sharing the gospel. It's contagious. So just have that passion, have that flair about you. We're serving the King, don't forget. And it's all for the glory of God. So, and saving souls, how could you not be in that pursuit to want to see your friends and family and your neighbor saved? Knowing what we know, where they're going. Yeah, so there's that too. Obviously, that should be a big motivator, and just the fact that we're serving the King. So, anyway, if I trimmed the fat of all the stuff I say in my videos, I'm sure I could knock this thing down like at least half. So I just like to talk. I haven't been talking for most of my life, if you know my story growing up, so now I got to make up for it. Which, by the way, I was going to do a video on just talking about my story growing up, and with the intention of it being an encouragement to you guys out there. No matter who you are, no matter how much skill you think you don't have. I mean, if anyone has an excuse to not share the gospel, it's me. I mean, look how much I'm stumbling over my own words right now. And I'm constantly flip-flopping all over the place. Like I have, some ADD issue or something. I'm just all over. I get nervous even hitting the record button. This is my fourth take. She's after another squirrel. And then when the squirrels go up the tree, she has no idea where it went. Like it just disappeared. Come on, Ginger, we gotta go. So yeah, well, that's a video that's been in the desire to make stage for like probably at least a couple of years now. I wanted to film it at my school, go to my old school, because that's where the story began, really, and just talk about that, because I think it'll be a blessing once you know the stuff that I went through. But again, I mean, this is a story for everyone. It's everyone's story. We all think that we're inadequate, probably, to share the gospel because of this, that, or the other. Talk to people, or afraid, whatever it is. Come on, Ginger, we gotta go. And if I can do it, especially after all I've been through in my life, you can certainly do it as well. So, I mean, it's just looking at the extreme. And that should be an encouragement, because not many people have lived that kind of life. But even if you have, or even if it was worse, God can use you. He makes you fishers of men. That's what Jesus says. He says, I will make you fishers of men. And he also says, Dean and Matthew, that he will be with you till the end of the age. So, and you're indwelt with the Holy Spirit. I mean, what else do you need? You have the God of the universe who's always with you. And he's the one that's making you fishers of men. So let that be a blessing. Anyway, I should probably shut up and get my family to church. All right, God bless you guys.